welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness. All right, well, you're back to the second half of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show, and I'm going to remember to welcome you to our website, donandgino.com. It is the hub for everything that Don and I do. We've got the National Real Estate Cafe, America's Professional Resource Group, and the radio show, all dedicated to guiding you to personal and financial wellness. Today's no different. Today we're getting you into homes with no money down. That's right. It's not a replay from 2007. This is live and direct in the summer of 2017, and I'm here with Scott Crayon, Skyline Home Loans.
Hello, everyone. And even though it's Scott and Gino today, don't go to scottandgino.com. That's a totally different website. donandgino.com.
Beautiful, Scotty. And I'm joined here with Molly Ellis of CALHFA, and she is giving us the instruments to help get you into a home with no money down. And we've talked a lot about, if you missed any of it, you can go to donandgino.com. This will be posted on the website probably in about a week or so, and you'll be able to watch the replay, so you can definitely find a way to get into a home. It looks like Scotty's winding up to say something.
Not at all.
If you were watching at donandgino.com, you could go to the live streaming button and see us live in the studio here, and you'll see what I was talking about. It's just a head fake. So during the break, we were talking with Molly, and Molly says, hey, in addition to these two great programs that we went over, we have another program that's super important, and you know, I'm going to touch on this. This is a product we lost. Basically, I don't know, let's call it 3, 4, 5 years ago. CalPERS basically pulled out of their product. Mortgage. They used to finance the teachers, CalSTRS, I'm sorry. CalSTRS used to give teachers assistance so that they could buy homes. And they pulled out of that as an investment. Remember, CalSTRS is a large conglomerate of their pension funds, retirement funds, and they decided they didn't want to be in the mortgage business anymore. Correct. And so when they pulled out of the mortgage business, that left a vacuum for teachers, and I can't think of a more deserving group, that the ones that teach our kids, that need to buy and help and be in homes, and I want to help them, and you have a product for them.
We do. So excited to talk about the California Housing Finance Agency's Extra Credit Teacher Home Purchase Program. I know it's a mouthful. We usually refer to it as the teacher program.
I was just going to say, that sounds great. Yeah.
But the cool part about this program is it's not just for teachers. So yes, it does help our teachers with extra down payment assistance to get into their first home. But it's not just for the teachers. It's for any public school employee from kindergarten through the 12th grade. Anyone. So this is the teacher, this is the teacher's aide, this is the principal, vice principal,
janitor,
this is the custodial staff.
Yeah.
This is
sorry,
the bus driver.
That was the more PC term. I used janitor. I've been rogue today and using all kinds of inappropriate language.
The bus driver. It's even folks that work in the district offices that service our public education system here in California. So it's a great tool to have. It can sometimes give the borrower a little bit more money for their down payment, still an interest rate tied to it at 2.5%. And just to, again, kind of circle back around, we were talking about ZIP and talking about My Home, and now the Extra Credit Teacher Program. Just to let all the folks know, these are loans. They do have to be repaid, although it doesn't mess up the way you qualify for the mortgage. They do eventually have to be paid off. But not until you not till down the road. You refinance, you sell, or at the end of the term of the 30-year mortgage, that's when it's due and payable.
Now I'm going to get a little more advanced on the 2.5%, and I've been saying this for years. It's free money, guys. Inflation is hovering right around 2%. Tax benefit on owning a home is going to erase any of that 2.5%. Right. So in reality, although you do get charged the 2.5%, once you inflation adjust for that and tax adjust for that, that's free money.
Yeah, but I think what's so important about being able to get somebody in a home that doesn't quite have everything saved up right now is the opportunity to see appreciation down the road.
100%.
And look, where else are you going to be able to save that kind of money over a relatively short period of time? You know, I realize values can go up and down, and there's no guarantee to what's going to happen if you purchase a home for X amount of dollars and what it's going to be valued at in 3 years. But, overall, over a long-term period.
Over a long-term period. So let's talk about that for a second. So historically, the historical appreciation rate of homes is, for the 50-year historical appreciation, is 4%. Okay, that's pretty good. Doesn't sound like a huge number. Right here in California, we see sometimes double-digit appreciation, sometimes double-digit depreciation, right? So California is a roller coaster, which is why a lot of people don't want to dabble in California. But if it's your home and you plan to be there for a long time and it's an affordable payment, there's absolutely no reason to rent. Because the one thing that we talk about all the time on our show is that you are paying a mortgage. It might as well be yours, okay? Because let me tell you, being a landlord, I don't pay for that mortgage. My tenants do. So don't fool yourself into thinking you're not paying for a mortgage if you're renting. You are absolutely paying for a mortgage. It's just somebody else's. Somebody else was willing to take the risk.
Right. And Molly, I'm so glad you're here and you brought up the teacher program today because, I don't know, I think, Gino, you did this too, but I dropped off my kids for the first day of school last Tuesday at Emblem Academy, Saugus School District. I now have a
Are we rival schools? I'm a Tesoro guy.
Oh, man. Well, go Eagles. But I've got a TKer, a second grader, and a third grader. And I'm so appreciative of all the teachers and staff that's there at Emblem, and obviously all the other schools around the valley. But it's great to get this word out and let them know that you don't necessarily have to have certainly not 20% to buy a home, but even that 3% or 3.5% plus closing costs. So,
and can I just say, for Los Angeles County, $15,000, up to $15,000.
Oh, it's not percentage based?
It's percentage or $15,000, whichever's more.
15 grand is a lot of money.
It is.
Right. It's going to cover all your closing costs for
Right.
sure. Now, is this the one that can go for closing costs or down payment?
It is. It can go either way. So whatever the borrower, the homeowner needs it for, it can be used for that.
Okay, so $15,000. I mean, Scott, you do all these analysis all the time. You're setting people up. Does $15,000 make a difference if someone's trying to buy a house?
I think it's a done deal.
That's
Okay,
a
so
no-brainer.
I'm gonna ruin your weekend, and I'm gonna have people texting you all weekend, Scott. So if you want to buy a house for no money down, or if you're a teacher and you want to get $15,000 up to $15,000 credit towards your closing costs or the down payment, give Scotty a text. What's a good number to text you at?
It's 661-755-2847, or you can go to my website at www.scottcrayon.com.
All right,
Easy
so
enough.
now you have his cell phone number. You have my permission to blow up his cell phone.
Weekends, no problem.
So, look, I mean, what's really nice is we've debunked the number one myth. When you interview people across the nation, and you check us out at the National Real Estate Cafe by going to donangino.com and going to the NRE Cafe, the number one reason people don't buy homes is they think they need 20% down to buy a house. And now we've debunked that. Not only do you not need 20, you don't need 3, you don't need 5, you don't need anything. You need to qualify. You need to show you have a renewable source of income and a reasonably good credit score. Let's talk about that. What's the minimum credit score for all these programs?
Minimum credit score for CALHFA is 640, which is still super aggressive. But again, there's a little cap there, right, to make sure that these people we're setting them up to be successful in the mortgage. So we're at 640 for the entire product line.
So I think we should talk about for 1 second, and this is what Scott is the one that really works on this stuff, is there is an income limit.
Sure.
So this is still a program that's intended to help first-time home buyers, right? You must be a first-time home buyer.
You must be a first-time
Now
home buyer.
let's define first-time home buyer.
Thank you.
Scott can probably define this for us. Doesn't mean it's your first home.
No, it just means you haven't owned one in the last 3 years.
There you go.
So.
that's important. So if you lost your house, time to get back in. It's
Right.
okay. In fact, what we find is people that have lost a home are the most willing to buy a home again because once you experience homeownership, renting sucks. So it's one of those things that until you've felt it, you don't know the difference.
right.
So you do have to be a first-time home buyer, and then there's some income limits.
Right. We are catering to a low to moderate income. And again, these are still aggressive, though. So a lot of people hear the word low income and cringe and think, well, that's not me. But can I throw out some numbers?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Let's focus on LA County
So
since
let's
that's where
say
most of our listenership
LA
is.
County, 4 people in a household can make up to $87,000 and some change.
Okay.
That's not a typical low income program.
Right, it's not the
A
low income of
moderate,
the past.
right.
It's definitely
It's not
moderate.
40,000, right.
Now you said 4 people. Is it more if I get? Look, let's out here in Santa Clarita. A lot of us decided to have more kids.
Sure.
That's why we're out here.
Sure.
So really,
Right?
no, it is.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
if you live in downtown LA, you can't afford to have kids.
Right.
We came out here because we wanted to have
Right.
more. So what's 5 and 6 look
So
like?
let's go 6 is 101.
Okay.
And some change, and up to 8's 115.
Okay, 8's kind of tough.
Okay.
You gotta go to Utah
Don't
for
want
that.
many kids. Yeah.
I'm all over the place today.
Yeah, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
I
there.
know. I like it. Hey, you know what? When Dawn's not on the show, I get to go rogue, right? All the bets are off. So
yeah,
cool.
so pretty aggressive. So we can help a lot of families with that. CalHFA helped over 7,000 families last year, so it's very exciting.
All right, so if you want to participate in that, if you want to be one of the 7,000 people that CalHFA helps, if you want to be one of the people that Scott helps this weekend, reach out to Scott. Once again, Scott, how do they text you?
661-755-2847.
And just text no money down. He'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
No, it's been really, really great. We have one more segment left, and I'm going to spend it on something that's called the Mortgage Credit Certificate, which I've been passionate about for 10 years. It's another thing that lenders shy away from. They think it's difficult. They think it's painful. They think it's not useful. It's the #1 tax tool you could possibly use if you're buying a home. So when we come back, I'll teach you how to save money on your taxes with the Mortgage Credit Certificate on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show.